Welcome back to this week's episode of Embrace Your Uniqueness. My name's Isaac Merce, and for the past couple videos, I've been picking on billionaires and their evil empires, and I'm going to leave them alone for a little bit this week. I'm going to put the focus back on us, embracing your uniqueness. I want to thank you so much for joining in. And all I'm asking is for 5 minutes of your time so we can refocus that energy on self-love, self-understanding, self-acceptance, and that growth-minded mindset we need to achieve those big goals and dreams.
We have to become brave enough to challenge ourselves. We have to become bold when sharing our special story. We all have something special inside. Are we willing and able to make the stand and say, yes, this is the life that's worth fighting for?
That's right. So this week, I didn't want to pick on those billionaires anymore. I figured I'd give them a week off maybe.
Why does everybody pick on me? I ain't so bad once you get to know me.
I've just been on this rant about just how much these big corporations are distracting us from achieving our best versions of ourselves. So if you could take a minute and just subscribe to this channel, like this video, and maybe even share this video with someone, that would help me out so much. I'm looking forward to building a community. You know, personal development and achieving goals and dreams and this whole world of embracing your uniqueness, it comes with the idea that we need each other, but the answers to your success lie within. And it's about accountability, it's going to be about perseverance, it's going to be that persistence and that honest relationship you have with yourself and that drive, building up that want, that need, that have to feeling to continue to push towards your goals as everything else seems to pile up against you. And so it takes a lot of inner self-discipline. But, you know, because I'm going to tell you that the answer does not lie outside of, yourself, and watching YouTube videos are fine. Like even this channel, they're just helpful tools. And I would say the answer's inside, but you can build positive communities that help you push and help you surround yourself with people that believe in the idea of personal development and self-growth. And that's what I want this channel to do. I want this channel to represent a place where if you're in a rut or if you're just feeling down and you're just not wanting to do what you know you should be doing, you come to a place like this or you find people on a channel like this and you know that, you know what, I can go after it one more day and push through it and push through those hard times because that's what it's going to take. And this week, I made this video today right after a workout because I was struggling to want to work out today. I made a commitment right before the New Year's to work out 5 days a week and try to get into the best shape as I can because I'm getting married this year and I wanted to start the marriage off feeling really strong and feeling really good and just kind of like pushing myself to the limits a little bit. And so I had this goal and today I had one of those classic moments, and I'm sure you've had those feelings, especially now that we're coming up with the end of February. How many of us, and please just admit in a comment below, how many of us have already given up on our New Year's resolutions, and just kind of backed away from it and been like, oh, okay, maybe next year, or, and because maybe you set off to have some unrealistic goal, or you didn't quite get that self-discipline in line, or that push and that need, or you had these days like I had today where I just had every reason in the world in my mind build up about why I didn't want to work out and why I could put it off for another day. And I almost let that voice inside of me win today. But then I stopped. And you know what? Like every other time, and I'm sure you understand this, once I started, I felt great. And once I ended it, I felt even better because you know what? More than just because I like the way it feels when you work out.
Oh no, don't do that. That's not funny and we don't want to see it.
More than I like the way it feels, it's more about you beat that battle in your mind. And that's where that personal development journey, it starts and stops with the mind. It's that voice inside of your head that, encourages your laziness, encourages you to take days off, encourages you to relax and settle down, eat maybe junk food and kind of do things that are a little bit more on the lazy spectrum and the feel-good spectrum and not the discipline side of the world. And, as you're achieving your goals, you want to hold yourself accountable, and it's that accountability that's really going to push you through a lot of hard times. And I like to think of it as you're building like a mind, body, spirit budget, and you have to be honest with what you have been doing to fill your budget. And so if you want to talk about your diet budget and you think about what you're eating, what can you afford to eat? Can you afford to eat more vegetables? Yes. Can you afford to eat more fruits and more healthy proteins? Absolutely. Can you fine tune your diet to make it more on the health spectrum and get rid of all the snacks and all the stuff that you shouldn't be eating as much of? Absolutely. And that's like your budget, and you have like what you can afford to eat. And by turning it into that, you can take that mentality and you can push that to other things in your life. Because we have to think about things like social media and Netflix and just binging out on TV in general, video games and news networks. All of that stuff is junk food for your mind and your body and your spirit. And that also needs to play into your total budget. Can you afford to just drone out in front of Netflix or another long series of crap, or sit in front of video games for an endless amount of hours, or just becoming so sedative, or just consuming negative media information, social media, news media? And remember, they're just profiting off of you. These are companies, like I said in these other videos, and I didn't want to go into it, but I seem to always come back to it. These billionaires are creating products because they don't care about you, they care about profits, and you are a commodity to them. You are just money to them. And by creating these addictive platforms, they go after you and they suck away your energy. And that's it. Okay, I'm done. I promised I wouldn't get into it. So what I'm here to do is encourage you to keep pushing and to use channels like this, and there's so many other resources out there on YouTube for free to tap into. And leaving comments and opening up the lines of communication is amazing. I love hearing from people. I absolutely love responding to people's comments. People have listened through many of my different videos and have given me some good advice, have reached out and told me personal stories, and it's amazing. And I just want to see this community grow, and by seeing this channel grow, we can really make an impact on the world. By creating a better version of yourself, you become a better person in your community and your family and your friends network and your neighborhood. And that ripple effect starts small, but it's not a small place, but it does start inside. And it's a small, bright fire that you have inside of you, and you let it grow and shine outwards. And the more people that are touched by your light, the better, greater impact you have in this world. The more confident you move through this world, the more that you can achieve. And the more that we achieve, the more we realize just how powerful we are. And by utilizing self-development, and by tapping into our, discipline, and by tapping into our willpower, and by changing that conversation in our head, because a lot of this just jumbles up with that conversation in our mind. It's always a battle. I love the quote, "No enemy outside can do me any harm if there's no enemy within." And that just that speaks to the idea of, this is the battleground. This is the war. This is where you win or lose. By blocking out the noise of the world and by honing into what you need to do and what you want to do. And even more powerful than want, it's what do you have to do? What do you have to bring to the table? What do you have to change into? What do you have to do to be the best version of yourself? And if you can internalize that have to drive, that will, that push, that pull, you will be amazed just by getting that momentum rolling. It's like moving a boulder, and it's by pushing and pushing and pushing. But once you get it going, you become unstoppable. So, like I said, today I struggled with this workout, and I really was just coming up with every idea. And, I've been there before, and I don't expect to never see it again. I know that I will have hard days, but I wanted to come on and tell you, just like I had to tell myself, just start. Just stop the voice in your head. Don't let that win. Take a moment, take a breath, breathe inside deep, and just like, I want to start this because I have to keep on my goals and have to keep on my journey because it is such a big deal. Life is not a joke, and we only get one chance on this world and one chance in this vessel of a body, and you have to have that love for yourself, that pushing, driving love for yourself, that endless acceptance and understanding. You cannot control how you are here on the world. And if you watch other videos of myself, I was adopted, I was born with disabilities, and those things I could not control. But I can control each moment I live each day. I can control how I move through this world. I can control the monologue that's running through my head about how I feel about myself and how I want to carry myself through this world. I can control how I want to impact the people around me, and I can control just the impact I can make on channels like this to impact strangers and getting to know people by sharing myself and by sharing my story. So thank you so much, and I really am so appreciative of your time, and by leaving your comments and by subscribing to this channel. And remember, keep going and push yourself. This is for you. This is your dreams. This is your goals. No one can make it happen but you, and no one can stop them but you. And so you have to remember that. The battleground's up here. The war is in your mind. And by discipline and accountability, you can truly tap into that wonderful, beautiful talent inside of you. Embracing your uniqueness is all about self-love, self-understanding, self-acceptance, and that growth-minded mindset that's going to push you and take you to places that you've never thought possible.